Everybody? Okay. We're back. We're staying overseas. What should be the approach of the United States as it relates to nuclear proliferation, especially as it relates to countries like North Korea and Iran? How should countries who refuse to comply, like Iran, be treated? And we're going to take this down to Chad.
Iran is probably one of the greatest threats to the world right now. And I believe that all new economic sanctions should be used in ensuring that Iran does not secure a nuclear weapon. They are the most unstable, one of the most unstable countries in this world. And we have to make sure we do not take our eye off of the ball when it comes to Iran. North Korea, again, further economic sanctions should be pursued. I think that's the appropriate measure. But when dealing with countries with radical governments like those, we have to keep all options on the table. But I certainly was pleased to see the recent agreement between Russia and the United States to reduce the number of nuclear-capable warheads between those countries. One of the big questions that is always left unanswered when it comes to proliferation is what happens to these nuclear warheads that are sitting around this country. I think we have an obligation to make sure that they are secured and they are protected and kept from terrorist hands. It's a problem and it's something that we need to make sure we address.
Iran and North Korea, what we are going to have to do is completely cut them off from the outside world. If they cannot get things in there, if we do blockades, and not just from countries around them, but other countries that supply them things, then we're not doing any good. We've got to blockade, do blockades, cut them off, and make them hurt so that we can get their attention on trying to work on and build more nuclear-powered missiles. And I guarantee they're working on it right now as we're sitting here talking tonight. Pakistan is not as big a problem. They're an ally of ours to somewhat. They already have nuclear weapons. But as Mr. Causey said, I'm sure glad that the President is working to reduce nuclear weapons in this world. Because we need those. We need to reduce them. So one day, nobody will have nuclear weapons. That's a horrible thing. It's for humanity, and we should do away with those. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is a very difficult, a very complicated issue. We are in a global economy. There are so many issues with regard to this, and probably any of us up here standing here now would be terribly presumptuous as to think that we could understand this to the level that we probably should. But I think that there are 2 or 3 things that we've got to first of all consider. Number one is we have to get our financial house in order. And the reason that I'm saying that is because as we continue this debt with China doesn't have the same issue and concern with Iran as does the United States. And I am afraid that as we continue to spend ourselves out of control, we are in essence, unfortunately, compromising what we can ever do with Iran. As others have said, Iran scares me. North Korea scares me. We have to create a paradigm shift in which we create across this world, that global economy. 95% of the world's population doesn't live here. We have got to create more opportunities. We have got to create an atmosphere in which all of these countries see a different way of life. But at the same time, the security of our nation is so important, and this is a volatile issue.
Nuclear weapons, Iran.
threatened us at all. Maybe it's an indirect threat, but they definitely threatened Israel. I would recommend, if we want to know what to do about our weapons and nuclear weapons, we go to Israel and ask them. That's all I would say about it.
The truth is, this is such a complex topic, as each one of us has said, and I really don't feel comfortable addressing the issue. I will say that I believe in a strong national defense. I believe that we should secure our borders. I believe that we should know who is in this country. Now, I don't understand. I'm a Christian. I know that through our religion, we're told that there will be wars until the end of time, like rumors of wars. But I believe that our human side, our humanness, means that we should reach out and interact. It is a global economy. How we interact with others, why they dislike us so much, I believe is a matter of trade, lack of dialogue, education. All those things are important. And maybe, I don't want to say that we've been the bully, but I think we could look at ourselves just a little bit closer. Reducing our dependence on foreign oil will help a tremendous amount. Nonetheless, I'm going to trust the advisors to get the truth to us so that we can make decisions based on better intelligence than what we have here. Thank you.
Think about whenever America has been its strongest in our history. World War II. When did we engage the crazy, maniacal demagogues in Europe? Was it at the first hint of a threat? No. We waited. And we waited. And we waited. That's actually a historical position. It goes back to the Monroe Doctrine that says we'll never, as long as you stay out of our hemisphere, we won't mess with your hemisphere. America has historically been a hesitant internationalist state. What that means is we will defend our interests abroad, but only if our hand is forced. What we've become is we've become like a person, you know, sort of squashing the moles at Chuck E. Cheese's, you know, all around, running around the world trying to take out every little thing that rears its head up. What we've got to get back to is a sensible foreign policy that analyzes, that contains, and some of the panelists, some of my colleagues here have mentioned, you know, economic sanctions as a viable alternative. But we've got to control these folks, and we've got to wait until the world gives us credibility to act, the same credibility that we had after 9/11, when everyone on Earth said, "This is your time to pursue retribution." Thank you.